What's happening? Andy here. I'm joined today by Mitch Leahy of GreatAmerica. How are you, Mitch?
I'm doing great, Andy. What's happening?
What's happening? Very nice. Good to see you. It's been a little bit. I thought maybe we would check in and see how one of our favorite clients are doing. You guys are well, maybe we'll just step back and for anyone who doesn't know, t tell us who's Great America. Why are you on the show today?
Sure, thank you. So, Great America is an independent financial services organization. We're actually based out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa. We've been around since 1992. And for those who don't know, we were actually founded around the customer set that is the office equipment channel. So happy to share that still today, 60% of the originations at Great America is really from this same kind of BTA office equipment channel. And we continue to find new ways to help our customers achieve greater success.
Well, you guys are synonymous with equipment financing, with leasing, and you are everywhere in this industry, and you have been in a new role for the last year. So I thought you just finished your first year up as I think you're general manager now, and I thought this was maybe a great time to check in and see how did the first year go? What did you accomplish? What are you proud of, and what's coming up in the next 12 months, do you think?
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you keeping the close tabs on me to see how I'm doing. No, it was a year of transition, certainly, but also a year of opportunity. We felt like so we closed our fiscal here at the end of March, and that was just about 10 months after moving into the new role here as well. So the way I'd characterize it, we had a really good year. You know, we have pretty high standards. It wasn't a great year, but there's a lot of things going on in this channel, particularly within the office equipment space that our customers are having to wrestle with. And we're sort of downstream from that. So it was a great opportunity and a great year for us to figure out what are some other ways that we can help our customers. And we felt really good about the results that we had. We had some new faces and some new seats, including myself. Key Kane, who was promoted to managing director, really in charge of sales and marketing, and our sales support team. You'll see others like Stacy Miller, Derek Meyer, and Hannah O'Donnell, Alicia Martinson, many others in our sales team who had some new opportunities this year to grow as well. So, with all that change, we had another really good year from an origination standpoint. It was actually Great America collectively, our largest year to date, again. So, it's exciting to share. And again, OEG is still part 60% of that originations number annually here too. And I don't know, some other highlights, or I've got a whole list of them here for you, Andy. I don't want to
Oh,
share
I
too
like the
many things,
highlights. I
but
like the highlights. Well,
I would just say some things that we're really proud of in the last year is
yeah.
we continue to add more and more customers that we're working with. We continue to find new ways for our customers to engage with us that they find valuable. So we're increasing the opportunity for them to do business with us in the way that's easiest for them. And one thing I like to highlight is, you know, we passed through, which meant we handled more than $400 million in customer service pass through for our dealers this year, which meant we billed and collect and remitted back to them. And then when we were doing that for them, over 90% of the time, well over 90% of the time, our auto cash posting back into their e-automate system made it so they didn't even have to touch it. It was just a completely automated process through Great America. So that plus the almost 200,000 discrepancies that we review when we're passing back and forth information to get those corrected for our customers, that's not lining up in our two systems to try to limit future issues that might pop up. There's just a lot of really good things that we continue to execute on for our customers, and really felt like it was a good year for us.
Well, you guys are everywhere. I see you at at every conference, at just dealer events. And all those people you named have had busy years because I've seen a lot of them on the road. And I
Oh
think
yeah.
that's one of the things that makes you unique in this space is, you're not the only equipment financing company. You're certainly not the biggest, but you're very focused on this channel. I always thought that was one of the things, everyone's got their advantage. Always thought that was one of the things that made you that was one of your advantages, which is you're kind of all in on this channel. And you mentioned 60%. I know that's, you're trying to diversify that a little over the years. You've done
Sure.
a pretty good job at that because at one point it was probably 100%. But t tell us a little more about, how you're focused on just that channel and why that is. Why do you see that as an advantage for you guys?
Well, you're right. It definitely was 100% for many years after Great America started in 92. And then as we've grown, we've continued to diversify. And the one consistency that you would see if you talk to any one of our, any one of our customers, any one of my peers in those leadership roles within Great America is if we can't be fully immersed in that channel, we don't know if it's the best place for us to really be, because we want to be a value-added provider. And to be able to do that, we really feel like we've got to have an intimate understanding of our customers' business. We hope to have a different conversation with our customers and continue to find ways that we can help them work smarter rather than harder. We can solve business problems for them. And that's why you've seen us also expand into what we now call advisory services. So pass share and other things from a consulting perspective that we now do as well. So we'll continue to look and expand there. Actually, we've opened up some new opportunities within our advisory services group. So we're doing some additional sales training opportunities. We're doing some outsourced sales management. We're doing some workflow consulting and additional leadership development opportunities that are available in that group now as well too. So if you haven't reached out through historically what's been known as Pass Share, and you've got a new need within your business, you should reach out definitely to your GreatAmerica contact and get in touch to learn more about those. More things to come here too in the next 12 months as well, which is really exciting.
I did just see Sally in Houston. She was at, I think it was American Co-op. We were just at
Oh yeah.
American Co-op, and she was doing, it wasn't PathShare. She was doing the new, what is it? Off OE. What is it? What is the, I can't remember the acronym. It's,
Yeah, so the OES
yes. Oh, yes. I knew it was no.
EOS, excuse me,
EOS.
EOS. You had
Yes,
me
yes, yes.
confused even. But no, EOS. Yeah, she's been a facilitator of that for a number of years now and continue to get rave reviews from our customers who've implemented that model in their business.
I think it's very, very interesting that you guys offer all these um, peripheral services that are just, and you don't always stick with them. You've tried things. You had collaborants last year. You spun that off. You did it for a few years, and I thought it was a pretty interesting program. But it wasn't doing what you wanted it to do. You kind of just shifted in another direction, and you've brought on some of these other things and put them under Sally's domain, and it's really cool watching you guys evolve as a country, as a company, and just move into different areas. And if it's something that's not working, you're not afraid to move on from it. And I think there's people respect that at you guys.
Yeah, and we will definitely continue to make investments. Again, all of it's based on feedback that we get from our customers because, again, that industry immersion, to kind of circle all the way back to your original question, Andy, is a lot of our customers run very similar business models. So when we know that one of them has an issue or a challenge in their business, most likely then others will also. So anything that we would look to really bring in-house or then outsource for our customers, we know that there's probably going to be a bigger need than maybe the one or two who are sharing that feedback with us. So we continue to find new ways to get input from our customers. And as their business continues to evolve, as they continue to deal with hiring and training and development and retainment, as well as then just diversification within their business, legal challenges, all kinds of different things. We'll continue to expand ways that we feel like we can help and are adding value for our customers.
Well, you're certainly, very close to them. I know we see you not only at the events, but then I mentioned that, some of the kickoffs we were at earlier this year. I mean, we did see you guys at everything this year at the beginning of the year. Where are you going to be? What's Great America got on the plate, on the calendar coming up in the next few months? Where are we going to be seeing you for the rest of the year?
Well, there are plenty. So beyond my own calendar, I had to go out and check our sales team and marketing calendar just to make sure I got them all for you. But 26 again, fiscal 26 for us marks the highest year of investment in this channel in terms of promotions and sponsorships and events that we'll be attending. So here coming up in May, yet this week, the CDA meeting in Palm Springs. In June, we've got the BTA's national conference along with Pro Dealer Group. CDA again in Chicago, ChannelCon by GTIA, which was formerly CompTIA. I don't know if a lot of our customers have seen that opportunity come up in July here. And then in fall, we've got your golf tournament, which we're happy to be a primary sponsor for that again, or moving forward here. And then Sharp and Rico have their dealer shows in October. There's a BPCA meeting. There's an eAutomate user group in October, and ConnectWise IT Nation again here in November. So we got plenty on there. You're going to see Great America in a lot of spots.
Well, and I mean, we see a huge group of you guys too, and you're everywhere, which I love. IT Nation, I was surprised. The last couple of years, you guys actually, you didn't just attend, you had a booth. You were one of the few companies from what I would say is our space, and you had a booth. You had two or three people at it, or maybe more. Tell me about that. That's a new area, not so new area. What's the are you going to do a booth again this year? I love the idea. I think the show is incredible. It's 5,000, 7,000 people. It's a lot of people, and Tell me about the thought process on your end.
Yeah, so it's actually not new for us. So we've had a different division, our Connected Technology Group, which now Jenny Fisher is group president over that division. So that group's been around for 20 years. They've just really had to evolve from the days of telephony, where a lot of those things were on premise, to now evolved into working with more MSPs and now distribution, as well as some of the manufacturers in the IT space as well. So I think we've been participating in IT and working with service leadership and different capabilities for probably close to, if not a little longer than 10 years. Um, but yeah, I think from a boothing perspective, we continue to see more of our customers overlap at events like that. So we're happy to continue to support those, and we're just going where the customers are at, right? So as you get a couple hundred now, more traditional office equipment dealers attending some of those IT Nation events. And I know Jenna's got a group that's got an advisory group of dealers now as well that they continue to grow on that side. So we'll continue to invest in that, and you'll continue to see us at some of the IT Nation and ConnectWise events as well.
Well, the growth of that dealer group at the IT Nation has been just fantastic over the last few years. There's just more and more fa very familiar faces when you start coming to
Right.
that event. And I do wonder if at some point you're going to start getting noticed by, the thousands of other MSPs. I mean, most of them are very, very small that attend that show, but not all of them are so small. And I'm sure it's crossed your mind as well, because it crossed mine that there's a lot of people in that room that have sales forces and would love to finance. Do you have conversations with a lot of people there, or are you really just focused on the dealers?
Oh, we definitely do. So that's the beauty of it is we have enough overlap now with our customers who are attending events like that, or who are selling and have diversified and doing IT and print. That group is pretty well educated, regardless of who comes up to the booth or who they run into at the happy hour. That they can kind of talk to them about all aspects of office technology. So we currently today work with a few hundred different MSPs annually as well. Financing just isn't quite as second nature in that channel as it is on the print side of the world. So we continue to invest there and continue to grow that group as well.
Very nice. I love the show, and that area is obviously just a place that a lot of dealers are moving. A lot of dealers moved long ago, and it's just nothing but growth right now. And I can see why you would be there. I don't want to let you go before we talk about your podcast, because I was doing a little spent some time on the Great American website, and I came across a whole bunch of videos that you're doing. I don't know, are you my competitor now? What's going on? Tell me about the podcast that
No,
you've been
no,
doing.
no. No, no, I appreciate you bringing that up. So, yes, our Great Conversations podcast was sort of an idea born out of really initial discussion around sort of the next wave or the next generation of the leadership within this office equipment channel. And, I've been at Great America for 17 years. I've been pretty closely tied to the office equipment space for about the last 10. And we were talking about this before we started recording. Really within the last 5 years, you're now starting to see some more of those next generation leaders, whether they're family perpetuated or there are people being brought into the organization from the outside to kind of continue and run the business. You're starting to see more and more of those people now show up at some of the different industry events. My goal was really to just bring some light to some of the names that maybe aren't as household, I would say today, but some people who are, some of them family business, their next generation, maybe second, maybe third, others who are out there working in different organizations and doing some really good things, but maybe they're not as visible on some of the things like the BTA or some of the peer groups that are out there. So that was kind of the idea, was to just not be a commercial for Great America, but really kind of highlight some of these up and coming people in the industry. We did 8 interviews. It was kind of funny. Once I felt like I got a handle of how to podcast host, then we were done recording.
Yeah.
So it's been like 6 or 7 months, but we're currently working through whether we should do kind of a new season there, and if we're going to expand or not. I was just so happy and thankful and humbled that the 8 guests that we had were pretty easy to get to commit. But I assure you, Andy, I'm not competing with you at all. So not
Well, there's
trying to
plenty
create
for
that.
everybody. There's plenty for
I have a day
everybody.
job in leasing, and I'm going to stick to that.
I love the idea of highlighting people like that. There's so many companies out there, and we don't know them all. And I mean, like you said, you go to some of the, maybe I wouldn't say lesser known, but you've got the same ones that we see at a lot of the events. The same
Yeah.
guys we all know and love. But there's so many more stories out there in this industry. There's almost 1,000, 700 to 1,000 dealers maybe, and
Mhm.
and so there's a lot of people to highlight and a lot of, like I said, a lot of great stories. So I think it's awesome you're doing that, and I enjoy. I've watched a couple of them, parts of them. I haven't watched all of them. I do want to make it through them. I hope you do another season of those. I thought it was great when I saw that.
Just put it on 1.5 speed. That
Yeah,
always helps.
I do
You
that
get
with
through
my
it
with
quicker.
my audiobooks.
Same. I have to. No, I
Yep.
appreciate you taking a listen though.
Yeah, well, it's great. It's great that you're doing that, and it's an amazing way to highlight these guys. They're all proud of their companies. They've all got, very successful stories, and some are just incredible, just where they started from, or maybe it's been in the family for so many years, and everyone's just got just a background that's it's fun to share, and hear the similarities between company A and B and C, and a lot of these great companies have similarities between them and others. So I appreciate that you're doing those. Before I let you get going, though, you did mention it, and I wanted to bring it up because I think this is one of my favorite parts about you guys. Your philanthropy is just, amazing. You're the first one of the first companies to say yes to almost anything. Multiple things that I've done. I'm, wearing my Jillian hat because you guys were the big sponsor of
Nice.
that for many years.
Yeah.
Jillian wound down and you stepped up for the Patriot Pack. You've been the sponsor for Mike Stramalio's ECS. I don't know that that's technically a charity, but it's, a big industry event. And now my golf outing, right? The Canada dinner. One after another. You guys are just you say yes to just about. I haven't ever heard you say no to anything. And I mean, you're not just sending golfers to our event. You're one of four title sponsors. You're the only company that's not a hardware company that is one of the title sponsors. And tell me about that, the philanthropy, just the willingness of you guys to get behind everything. What is it about Great America that makes you like that?
I have to give all the credit to our owners, the Golobic family. I mean, incredibly generous people, and well over $10 million that they've donated back into the community here in Cedar Rapids and the surrounding area over the time that I've been at Great America. And actually, something very cool that they did, I'd say, to help give team members more visibility and feel a greater sense of ownership is they made that really an employee advised sort of donation process or contribution process about 3 years ago. So now every Great America team member gets to vote on really where Great America is reinvesting back into the community as far as charitable contributions. So I say it's led from the top down here, Andy. And then when this opportunity came up, I mean, we just always want to do what we can to support a good cause. And I think, the American Cancer Society and partnership there. I mean, everybody's been impacted by cancer in some form or fashion, sadly. And so anything we can do to continue to one, I'd say support our customers, support our partners like yourself, and also help be part of a good cause is just a great opportunity for us to lead by example.
Well, you're always. I think you're just about always first in line as far as I can tell. I mean, you were for my thing and you're just you're a shining example of what a great industry company can be. And and there's a lot of incredible companies in our industry and many have stepped up. But you guys I think sometimes you are at another level. It's amazing. And I appreciate it. I applaud you for it. And I know, people in this industry love you guys for it. So um, thank you. Thank you for what you do for us and for all the companies that, like us that you support. So, I think we're coming to the end of this. I want to give you one shot, one last, any wrap up or any shout outs to anybody before we conclude.
No, and to close out, you're very welcome. Happy to sponsor. I'm excited to see everybody, and August will be here before we know it. In general, any shout out, any thank yous, just to all of our customers. We're incredibly fortunate that we've got so many customers who are supporters of Great America, and we do what we can to support them, obviously, day to day. And one thing Tony would always say is they're the ones who put the food on our table. So we'll continue to invest in this channel because we have just sincere appreciation for the people that we get to work with day in and day out. Some of us, like myself and others that I mentioned earlier, have the good fortune of being able to go out and meet in person and see and witness some of these great companies and great people that many of our team members here at Great America don't. And we just want to continue to help perpetuate what we feel is a tremendous group of people in this industry and look forward to partnering with you and others to continue to do that.
Well, you guys are amazing. I love that. I love having you guys, all of you coming on to share with us. We will be seeing, I'm not sure who, but I know we'll be seeing a bunch of people in Albuquerque. So thanks for coming on, Mitch. This was great, and enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you.
Thanks so much, Andy. You too. Take care.
You too.